Hey, AfterBuzzers, it's time to talk pitch, episode 5, Alfonzo Guzman-Chavez. Tune in.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
How you living? Huh. Get it. Hey, hey. That takes me back.
Oh my gosh, I love that show.
Of course. And, we're going to talk a little bit about it, but Ginny loves the show too, right? We'll talk a little more about that. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We're here ready to talk pitch, episode 5, Alfonzo Guzman-Chavez. Can you guys say that too?
Alfonzo Guzman-Chavez.
Wow.
We're like professional.
Yeah, professional, right? Hey guys, I'm your host, Janeisha John. You can find me on all social media at Janeisha_Miss VI, and my lovely panel.
Hello, I'm Ashleigh Morghan. You can find me on all social media, Ashleigh Morghan. That's ASHLEIGHMORGHAN.
Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Sheldon White. You can find me on all social media at Sheldon White 2.
Hey guys, I'm Jessie Zahner. You can find me online at Athletic. That's ATHLETCHIC.
Every week we're like,
That makes us giggle every week. I love it.
It's great. It's good.
Man, it's been a long break, guys. It feels good to be back.
It does feel good to be
welcome back
Yes.
to Janeisha and Sheldon. We missed you last week.
We did.
Glad to be here.
2 weeks ago, you guys definitely held on the fort. So, shout out to you, ladies. But we're back and we're ready to get
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we had a break
What are you
last
talking
week.
about? Yeah, because of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Some people thought it was because of the World Series, but it's
No.
But it was
Speaking of the
definitely
World
Rocky
Series, Cleveland Indians are in the World Series. I know we did
It's
terrible
true.
last night, but we're coming back tomorrow night.
She's
I'm from
repping
Akron, Ohio,
she's
so
repping for
I'm
Cleveland.
repping Cleveland super hard. So I'm super excited, super tough. Get our pictures together. We're right back in there. Ooh, ooh. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't really have a team. But okay.
Sorry, I was really excited.
Do you guys have any teams?
I'm also from Ohio.
Ooh.
So,
I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
Sheldon, are you rooting for the Cleveland Indians?
I'm absolutely rooting for the Cleveland Indians.
We're all rooting for the Indians.
Yeah.
I'm
There we
also
go.
rooting for the Indians.
Janeisha, are you rooting for the
Might
Indians?
as well.
Yes. That's awesome.
Cool beans.
All right, guys, let's jump into this episode.
Oh wait, I just wanted to shout out to a couple people who Jesse and I've been talking to every week.
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching. If I butcher your names, I'm so sorry. Lady Gothy 12, Christina Jones, Little Rocker 121314, Battery Park, David Gerard, Aaron Robinson, Imani Leach, XX Milkshake 202XX, Chanel Tartminer, and Straw Paladin. I think that's how you say that. Thank you so much for watching and commenting and talking back with us. It's awesome. We really appreciate it.
I love talking
Shout
to
out
those
to you
guys.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry, I had to shut them out.
No, we really do appreciate you guys tuning in. Of course, chatting with us on Twitter, online, leaving those comments underneath our YouTube.
Yeah.
I know. I
so-
love their comments.
I do too.
Because
It's been good.
I'm so interested with what's going to happen next.
Me too.
So I am dying to talk to somebody about it. So I love
And keep
when they're-
talking about it.
I know.
Me and Jesse are like,
weeks.
hey, so anybody have any other thoughts about it?
No, of course. So please continue to co-host with us and tune in with us.
Yeah.
Let's jump into this episode, guys. As we know, it's 48 hours to the MLB trade deadline.
Ooh, stressful.
It was so stressful.
Yo, shout out to our engineers.
Yes. Always on it.
Always. Talk about pressure. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of pressure. Not just for the teammates, but the manager Oscar has so much going on with his abscess tooth, and all of these decisions that he has to make. And of course, the president of baseball operations puts additional pressure on him to get all of this done within these 48 hours. What would you guys, if you guys were a player about to get traded, what would you be feeling right now?
I think I'd be a lot like Blip, just constantly on my phone, constantly online, staying up late. I mean, like Jenny was saying, your whole life changes. You're uprooted. You have to move somewhere else. You have to learn a whole new team. And it seems like you could even get traded to a position that you don't even necessarily play.
True.
But I would be terrified. I mean, Padres are what they call home, and to think that a place that you've devoted so much of your time, your talent, and your skill to just up and leave at any moment, it would be terrifying.
Yeah.
I could feel Ginny on that. She wanted to be with people, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're gonna be fine." Needing support from everybody, even though it wasn't really about her. I could see myself totally being like that. Just stressed out.
Yeah, as somebody who watched baseball growing up, I used to think of it just as, oh, cool, you get to go to a new city, you get to play with a new team, but you know, now that I'm older and like I've worked with people and I've seen people come and go, it's really sad. Like when you lose somebody from like your team, or if you're that person that leaves and you have to leave everybody behind.
Yeah.
So that would suck.
But then at the same time too, you come into this business knowing that that's what the business is about.
Exactly.
What-
And you're
what
making
Oscar
millions
said.
of dollars.
What Oscar
Yeah,
said.
exactly.
But can you get traded to a new position?
You can get traded for like somebody that's a different position.
Right, so you
So
could-
if there's a need, so say I need a third baseman, but I have, you know, a pitcher to give you guys because you guys need, you know, we can trade different positions. You don't necessarily have to go play that position, but sometimes they'll move players around.
I will say too, this whole episode, my dad worked in football for 19 years. So this was growing up. This was every single year, Detroit Lions, we lost. We just kept losing. But every year, at the end of the year, there was that fear that went all around of our whole family might just move
Yeah.
from Michigan
Wow.
to who knows where. So we were lucky that we were able to stay there as long as we could. But I mean, it was,
You just never know.
I felt that every single year.
That's crazy. But you know, the crazy thing about this particular situation is that they're winning. They're eight games,
Right.
eight
Right.
games
Yeah.
in a row that they
it
won,
was-
and they
was
were still
six.
trading.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
yeah, at the time it was six.
Six, yeah.
And then eventually 8. But that's my thing is like, you know, if you're a team that's going to make a playoff run, you do want to make a trade, but you don't want to make one that's going to
Jeopardize.
screw everything
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
like, don't
if it's
Yeah.
working, don't
Right.
try to fix it.
Exactly.
You know?
Right, but it wasn't coming from Oscar. You know, it was coming
Right.
from the baseball director, who probably has no, or director of operations has no idea what's going on. He just makes the decisions. You know.
What is his name again? Does anyone know?
We call him President.
Call him the Prez. 'Cause yeah.
President. Yeah, I don't.
I didn't
E
catch his
from
name either.
Entourage.
Let us know if you know the name. 'Cause neither of us caught it.
Yeah, and so of course a lot of this episode was, you know, really focused on the fact that Blip might get traded. You know, a lot of pressure coming from Ginny's feeling a kind of way. Evelyn's worried about a house, but then when it hits her, like, hey, we might actually not be able to buy this house. You know, all of this is going on. It's a lot to take on. Not to mention, we also get to see why it has such an effect on Ginny because of, you know, kind of her past relationships with friends that played, you know, sports with her. So let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk a little bit about Ginny and Jordan Collins. He seems like a really cool guy. A really good
I
friend.
know. I love him.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of Tommy.
He
Tommy,
does, doesn't he?
yes.
A young
Tommy.
Tommy. I could see
Yeah.
that.
He kind of reminds me of Tommy.
I like how she quickly was like, let's be clear. Like, I don't date players.
Right, like
And
he's
he
just
was
coming
like,
on her.
neither do I.
Yeah.
Let's just hang out. I think it's a really funny
Like, chill out,
interaction.
Jenny.
Yeah.
Not everyone's trying to jump on you.
Yeah.
That actually made me smile for a second because you know how some people say, you know, you sometimes think of people don't want to genuinely just be friends, like, you know, especially someone of the opposite sex, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of cool to see him be like, no, I just want to be a friend. Like,
Yeah.
come on, you
Come
know?
over, watch it in living color with me. It's
Right.
fun.
And so we got to see. We get to see these flashbacks that kind of give us a little more insight into who Jenny is, where she comes from, her life, her history, and it's just kind of refreshing to kind of just know a little more about her. We'll get more deep into the situation with with Jordan and his dad because that just kind of threw a curveball in this
geez.
whole episode.
Curveball, see what you did there.
I didn't find that one. I promise.
Got a million of them.
Janeisha's trying to throw some puns in there, everybody, so beware.
A little something. But yeah, no, we'll talk a little more about that. But let's talk about the trade a little more. We see Oscar running around doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Again, with this abscess in his mouth. Go to the dentist, Oscar. Like, what's going on? What's going on?
Who just walks around with an abscess tooth? That is the most painful thing in the entire world. But I guess if your arse is on the line, I mean,
Too much pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to focus.
pressure from your tooth or pressure from your
Just everywhere. That's a lot of pressure on
around
one
pressure.
person.
all
It
around
is.
pressure.
It is.
No, what's funny is he didn't have the abscess last episode, but
I
what's her
know.
name said he did.
Yeah,
Sister.
karma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he gets for
Karma.
sneaking off to
Oh, yeah.
Amsterdam.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's so funny.
Which do they say would happen to that player?
That was kind of how the episode ended. But you know, we're jumping ahead. But that's kind of where the president of baseball operations was like, "Hey, we got this player.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Time
I
to
didn't mean to
switch
jump
out
ahead.
on Mike." So, and I mean, it's cool. Yeah, we've seen the episode, but yeah, I think that's where that player comes into play. I guess he's not there yet, but they traded for him. Maybe you could talk about-
they got him, but he's. I guess the president of baseball operations doesn't want to get rid of him, so they want to keep him.
They want to keep Mike.
No, the new
other
guy.
guy, the new guy.
And that's who people want.
Not Mike?
Well, I don't
People
know.
love
We
Mike.
love Mike.
I love
They want the
Mike,
new guy
but
that
he's
he went
just
to
old.
Amsterdam.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
He's
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 like in the end of his
still
career.
doing well, though. I'm like, if you're old and still doing well, then why trade him?
I think his time's coming to
I
an
think
end.
he
he's just
also
he's just
knows
like
his
breaking
time.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the one who seems almost most aware of his time coming.
Yeah,
soon.
and not to mention, if I feel like if you have someone who's young and could probably do the
More
same
healthy.
thing and a little healthier, probably is not as expensive as Mike. 'Cause Mike's been around for a
Right.
minute,
Right.
For
you know,
sure.
well, why not? You know, put in the new guy.
Get
and,
him,
you know,
get
say,
him
hey,
in there,
Mike.
get him
There
started,
you go.
get used to
Yeah.
the team. Yeah, be the new Mike.
Say that,
I
Sheldon.
know. It's a
I know.
business.
There's no. It's not personal. It's
Cold-blooded
business.
over here.
There's no new Mike. There's no new Mike. Hashtag no new Mike.
This one here and her obsession with Mike. I swear.
I know.
you guys know
I love Mike
how Jessie feels about Evelyn is how I feel.
Maybe exactly. I do love Evelyn.
She loves Evelyn.
I, do.
I love Mike a little bit more than that, but hashtag what's up, Michael?
That'd be funny if I see that as a hashtag.
I'm writing it. I'm writing
I'm just
it.
saying.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
writing it right now.
All right, so again, we see
not
we see Oscar out there maneuvering and trying to get this team in order. Now, this countdown, I'm not gonna lie, every time it pops up on the screen, I was just like, oh my gosh, it gave you this
I
kind of
know.
anxiety.
So stressful.
When you were seeing it, were you thinking of it on the player's end or Oscar's end? Because I was thinking of it like a player.
Like
Totally
a player.
like a
Oh, were you?
player.
I was
Okay,
thinking
good.
from Blip's perspective.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
kinda.
or
It's like,
Jenny's
or Ginny,
too.
basically.
Yeah, that's okay, good. That's what I was
Oscar's
like.
life is, or Oscar's job is fine. Like I was worried about
Yeah.
if Blip leaves.
But I just feel like it's so stressful for him.
It is.
But for the players, like watching their clock like wind down, I was just like, I can't even deal with
And
this
He's
right
also,
right
now.
the
like,
last
all
10
the-
minutes. That's crazy.
Yeah, and can I sit in here for the last 10 minutes? I was just like, oh, I can't
I
even deal
know.
with this.
Oh, and the Twitter must have been awful. Like
Yeah.
always looking and seeing all these
Yeah.
I
rumors
know.
going around.
That's like the aspect of like this day and age that is like so probably so much more difficult to deal with. Because
yeah.
think about players back in the day before Twitter, before social media. I
You
mean,
have to wait for a newspaper to come out or something. You know?
yeah, I mean, I guess they just
Right.
wait for the call, but they have no idea. But
Right.
I kind of wonder if the social media aspect actually causes more stress.
Probably.
Because there's rumors
Absolutely.
and, you know.
and they're
Right.
so easily
And they can-
spread. and
exactly.
You can
Right.
also find out more information. Jenny found out if a certain player was traded, that meant that Blip could be traded. So it kind of
Right.
Mentally prepares you a
also,
little
yeah,
bit,
it also
yeah.
sets you up for what to expect and
Right.
what to look for.
I wonder. I would
So
want
doubles
to
any
put my
blade.
phone down that whole time. I don't know if I could.
I
I,
would.
don't think I'd be able to resist.
I
But
would want to take
wish that I
like
could just
drugs
be
and like sleep through that 48 hours.
Adderall.
Seriously.
Wake up
Like,
later.
just put me to sleep. I can't
I'm
deal
like, I
with
can't. I
it.
need to watch this. Oh my god, what happened? Oh my god, what's
But
happening?
they have to play
Yeah.
during all of
Yeah.
it.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's it's not like they're on like a break or anything.
know.
They still have to.
They
Do
still
their
gotta
job.
play,
That happens.
and
that
then you can't
happens.
screw
People will
up
be
either.
like playing games and just be like, bye, see ya, and get on the plane and leave.
Yeah,
It's a whole thing.
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
Not to mention, I did like though that Amelia. Well, first of all, we see Ginny kind of just taking it on, like she's getting treated, even though she knows she's not going, of course, because she has a relationship with Blip and Evelyn, and she's just like, oh gosh, my family might possibly be leaving. But it was interesting to see Amelia come in and say, hey, girl, you are their prized possession.
yeah.
I know.
You have this leverage. Use it. And she goes in.
It was bold.
Do you think that was good advice?
I think it was to an extent. I got a little nervous because I thought that she may have planted that seed
Yes.
in Oscar's
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Oscar's
don't even think he was
decision.
thinking about it.
No. me
exactly.
neither.
And so it was like, hey, don't trade Blip. But it's like, wait, oh, I could trade Blip. So I got scared for a second, but. He read her rights.
I
Listen,
kinda
he went
liked
in
it.
on
Blip had
her.
access
He
too.
was like, this isn't completely inappropriate,
Yes.
and this is a business, and you do not make my business decisions.
You
and
should be Oscar.
I should be Oscar. I
Seriously,
understand the
he is
business.
like he. We have a new career path
There we go.
now. I mean, seriously.
Oscar, is that
See
you?
you after this. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I don't think Jenny would have done that without what Amelia said, but I think if she
Yeah.
wanted to make an impact, she should have went to social media.
Boom.
That
would
might have been a little messy.
But
though.
then
messy.
all the rumors, Ginny said, I don't know.
yeah,
I
you're
hear
right.
you though. She would have got a ton of people hopefully backing
she would
her
have
up.
probably gotten into a lot of trouble too. Like
Yeah.
for starting some,
yeah.
like you.
But why not stir the pot a little bit?
But I feel like that's something that you can do. you just can't go to
She went to the
like
the manager.
yeah,
Was like, hey,
and be like, you
I
can't
do
just go to
this.
people and do that. So I kind of thought it was like bad advice, especially
was.
because Amelia hasn't worked in the
In
industry.
sports,
Yeah.
exactly.
That Amelia has been good for Ginny in a lot of ways, I think. But this is there every now and then you see
Know
that
your limit.
she's not used to this world.
Yeah.
And she
No.
really doesn't
Yeah.
know everything about this world.
Because
Right.
Hollywood and the sports world are two different things on
Right.
some real,
yeah,
you know?
you can't be like, I fill seats. You need to listen to what I say. It's like, I pay you.
Yeah.
So you need to take your butt right back out that room and go get ready for this game. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I thought it was totally out of line, but at the same time too,
maybe it did
it
save
might
Blip.
be what saved Blip. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So hey, I ain't mad at
Ginny
it.
was
Blip.
so nervous though.
She was.
She was
know.
like, I think this. Like she was so
She's a baby.
I do that. I know. Oh, I know. You can't blame her, but it was very nerve-wracking to watch.
It was.
Yeah.
I was cringing to the fact that she actually did it.
Yeah. Okay. So while we're on the topic of Amelia, let's talk a little bit about her and Mr. Lawson.
She needs to get off my man. Let's start with Amelia. I will
Hashtag
find
get
you.
off.
Hashtag
Ashley's man.
get off my man. Hashtag what's up, Michael Lawson. You guys know how I feel about this. I thought it was a fling.
They're gonna go in on you on Twitter.
I thought it was a fling, and
Yeah.
I'm just really upset that it's becoming something more. And I just don't.
Well, I mean, for a split second, I thought it was a wrap for the two when
I knew it wasn't.
when Mike came
my
out of
gosh.
the side of his neck talking about groupie on groupie. What? What did you
Crimes.
imagine if a guy
Groupie
said that to you?
on
Groupie on
groupie
groupie crime. Yeah.
What? How disrespectful
Especially
could
after
you
you
be?
just had sex with him, like groupie on groupie crime. Like,
Yeah, that's so
It
degrading.
was so bad.
Yeah.
I don't
It
think
was.
he meant it. I do.
No, I don't think he did either.
I think it
Because
was
he
just
was
like something that happens. I don't know.
I
But
think
that was
groupie
so.
on says it all the time.
but
Well,
it
it's
was
definitely
so
disrespectful.
disrespectful
Yeah.
to
groupie
her.
on
Absolutely.
groupie, like.
Yeah, I feel like he says it all the time, and so it just kind of slipped out of his mouth. But
Yeah.
it's like, dude.
So inappropriate.
But like I felt like he like cared more for her than she did. Like she was acting like, oh, this is nothing, I gotta go, and he was like, no, stay.
Right.
So
That's that independent woman thing. Like, I mean, which is it's cool. You have to show that you don't
Right.
need him. I'm not here. I'm not one of those groupies, one of those girls. What did she say? She said, blah, 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 blah.
I thought I
She said, I'm solvent and old enough to rent my own car.
Yes.
Unlike the women
sorry.
that you
Okay.
usually sleep with or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you saw how not insecure, but like how it
She
switched
started
when she started talking to
breaking down.
Elliot.
I
That
know.
was so funny.
It was so
I was
funny.
like, oh, okay.
Like Amelia has had her cool, and all of a sudden she just started to melt down, and it was hilarious.
So
Because she wants to pretend like she's okay. She doesn't need anyone. And I'm good.
She cares about
I'm in
him.
control.
She's
about
losing
Yeah.
it.
But it's like, no, I really have feelings for you.
Yeah.
You know? Wait, first of all, I would be pissed if anybody keyed my car and knocked off.
Oh, yeah.
Keyed her car. Her car was messed up. I did it, Amelia.
Listen, I didn't hear that.
It was me.
I know nothing.
It was me.
Groupie and groupie.
She just called
Dude,
me.
you can't say that to her. You can't say that. She
Ashley's
didn't
a
mean you.
She didn't mean you. It just slipped. It just
It
slipped.
Totally slipped.
Yeah.
No, but that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
is this what groupies are really out here doing? Like,
Right, and she probably wasn't there that long for all that to have happened.
Ooh, do you think we're going to figure out who did it?
nah.
You think it was just a little thing that happened, or you think next
Guys,
week they're
you think
going to
it was
be
Jenny?
like,
No.
no, because she didn't know.
No.
Yeah, but you see her face when. Okay, fast forwarding.
I could see.
Did she know?
I could see the ex-wife, maybe.
No, she's
No?
married.
Do you
No.
think it's
Yeah,
gonna be?
you're right.
I think it's something they might do. They
You
might
don't think
show.
it's Jenny?
No.
Maybe that's why she was so like.
No, I don't
oh,
think it's
yeah.
Jenny.
All right, y'all.
No, I don't.
Hashtag it was Jenny.
Okay, so what's up with all the hashtags today?
Hashtag it was Jenny.
I
Hashtag
should review them at the end.
Mike Lawson.
But I did like how Elliot was just kind of there to, just kind of, I don't know, as like a therapist sort of in
Yeah.
a shape or form. Like he was there for Ginny with the whole blip thing. And then now he's there, just kind of hearing Amelia vent. First of all, she totally snitched on herself.
Oh yeah, which was hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Elliot did not have a clue until she opened her mouth. But you know what? She just needed someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happens like that
It
sometimes.
slipped out.
It's
She's like, I know you know. And he
He
was
was
like,
like,
no
what?
what? And then she just spiraled.
Yeah.
She did.
She
did.
Worry about
She
that.
did, like, she would not
She
stop.
walked
I was
away
like,
and came
just
back.
get
Walked
out
away
of
and
there.
came back.
She's like,
I was
I've already dug a hole for myself. Let me just dive in.
Right.
Yeah.
Run away, Amelia, while you still can.
I'm excited to see more sides of Amelia because I think
Yeah.
we're gonna see
Yeah.
She's gonna soften up. And
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still have predictions with that. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
But it was interesting to see, Elliot. Elliot there kind of just being that person that everyone's kind of like going to speak to.
But he's so aloof about it. He doesn't realize, like,
okay.
he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I knew that. Yeah, right. Of course.
Shout out to Elliot. We love Elliot.
We do.
Hashtag we love Elliot.
All right,
I'm gonna write these hashtags
I
down.
know. We should do a recap.
I'm saying. Okay, so one thing we did not touch on. We spoke a little bit about Tommy earlier. We're gonna end up talking about Mr. Collins, Jordan Collins, and
Ray.
and his dad, Ray. Jordan is the son. Ray is the dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yes, that is
okay.
correct.
And so, for like you said earlier, Tommy for some strange reason reminded me of Jordan this episode. He was really nice. I think it was because he was nervous he was getting traded, which we see that he gets traded. That was so sad.
that was
Nobody expected that.
Sad.
I know. This show.
I know. Especially because they made us like him.
After we
did
didn't
not
like
dislike
him.
him.
Yeah, I did not like him, and then now I love him.
Seriously.
And now he's gone.
A couple episodes had that happen. We'd be like, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be like, good.
I feel like we might see him again though.
I hope so.
Maybe on the Padres or
Maybe him playing on the Cubs against the Padres. I don't know. I still
we all got
think
quiet.
I
I
know.
still think that there's well, no, but we find out he has a wife and a kid. I didn't expect
Where'd
that.
that come
That
from?
I did not expect that because I thought that him and Jenny were gonna have
I
something.
know.
that threw me off.
Yeah.
And his son's like 10.
yeah.
So that really threw me
I
off.
try to start recapping. Did he? We just had that guess. Like
Because,
he
yeah.
hasn't really done anything inappropriate at
No.
all.
We just had
There's
tension.
there's just some tension, but he hasn't. There's been no even flirting really.
Well,
No.
but the thing is, okay, so like in grade school,
Yes, you
you
bully
and the person
Yes,
you bully is the person
yes.
you like, right?
Yes.
So I kind of always felt like, they had that tension, that weird
Yeah.
relationship, and so
And then when he tackled that guy
yeah.
at the bean
Yeah.
war.
Beanball,
The bean-
yeah.
beanball.
And then also when he started softening up and inviting her places, and even just them, running up the stairs and having that one-on-one moment, it was like,
Yeah.
oh.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then
And then
No.
wife, ring and kid, like what? I did not expect that.
yeah,
But
me
you know,
neither.
hey, that's good writing for you. There you go.
You're right.
You
Shout
heard
out
from
to the
Janeisha.
writers.
That's good writing right there.
let you try to figure it out. And so let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about something that really hurt my heart this episode.
Oh, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna
Okay,
go there.
first of all, let's talk about Ray.
Look at all of us.
Let's talk about Ray and his son.
Okay.
Now we see. First of all, he. Sorry, I got his name all mixed up. Jordan. Yeah, Jordan
Yes.
Collins. Jordan is really sweet. He's nothing like his dad in this in this episode. We see they're nothing alike. His dad is going through a lot. I don't know if maybe did his mom die or his mom left him or something like.
They
I
didn't
don't
really
think
say.
it was
Yeah.
sad, but it was clear
But
that
he
it
was
was
a
just
single
his
dad.
dad.
Yeah.
They said he was a single dad.
Going through
Yeah.
a lot, drinking a lot. He's clearly just sad, depressed, just going through whatever he's going through. And I'm just like, man, all his son wants him to do is come to this game. Mm-hmm. And in the midst of all that, he's still this cheerful, just full of life and loving and just energetic. I'm like, wow.
It makes me like want to cry.
It's so
Yeah.
sad.
It's really
It's
sad.
so sad.
Yeah, it was really, really sad.
And then even Ginny's dad noticed it, and he
tried.
reaches out,
Yeah.
and he's like, "You need to see your son," and he just.
But is it interesting to you guys that you never know what actions you take that the actions you take might spiral into all kinds of other
know.
Consequences.
Like one thing that you do or say
Yeah.
could lead to something.
Yes.
There's a movie like that. I don't know if you guys know.
What is it? Final Destination? Or
No,
something?
that makes sense. But no, that movie. There's another,
Wow, way to
there's
get
a
dark.
movie. I forget the name of it. And if
The
you
butterfly effect.
Butterfly
Oh.
effect.
there's that, but there's another movie. So one, I think the name of the film is one word, and it's like
Thank
it
you.
tells the story of a bunch of different people, right? And then
Crash.
towards Crash. There we go,
Yes.
yes.
That's a
great
good
movie.
movie.
I just
Yeah,
saw that
yeah.
a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
It's fabulous.
It just kind of shows you how one thing is like a domino effect. Can have
Yes.
it like it
One-
freaks me out a little bit, but
It's true.
It's
though.
crazy.
yeah.
I think the butterfly effect is a good idea too, or a good example too.
The crazy thing about it is if Ginny's dad did not call,
I know.
He would still
would
be
he have
alive.
gotten? But then at the same time too, he got up because he wanted to make that change and he wanted to be there for his son, and it's like You did that, like, you could have sat there and waited for this light, but it was like you already knew you had to be there, and you ran the light. And it just makes you think about life, you know? Sometimes when you're like, I'm running late, I'm going to skip this stop sign, or I'm going to, you know, run this red light because I need to be someplace. And it's like, all of that, you know.
I did not see that coming either. We saw him drinking. I think you were the one who was like, "Oh no, he's gonna crash."
Yeah.
And I think I said out loud like, "They're gonna
Another car
two
crash?
people
That's
gonna
what
crash."
it is.
Like, but I was not able to connect those dots.
Me
Like
neither.
that
Yeah.
happened.
I knew he was definitely going to crash.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought he was going to pick Jordan
super
up
drunk.
at the game, and then they were going to get in an accident.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't think that just because
They had a flashback.
we saw Jordan
Leaving.
you know, going into the moving van.
Well, I saw that, but before that happened,
Yeah.
that's what I thought was going to happen, because I figured that he wasn't in her life anymore, but I was not expecting this.
That was too much.
And it was nice to see her dad, like, soft a little bit.
Yeah, I was
such
thinking
a
the same
good
thing,
guy.
because
He's always
he's been
so
so
hard.
tough on her.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was, like, soft and
And
understanding.
he, like, felt bad for him and was like, you got to
Yes.
come out here. And he was nice to him, too.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, granted, he had his little moments where he was a little annoyed, like, okay, why are you guys singing this song so
Yeah.
loud in my car?
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
Stop
yeah.
turning up.
Right.
No
Focus on
more
the game.
teenage dream.
Right, no more Katy Perry.
Yeah.
So singing Katy Perry.
Just going. They were going for
They
it. He
were.
was like, "Not today.
Not
today.
You're already pumped up."
Not today.
But yeah, it was interesting to see, I guess, Ginny's dad be, you know, try to lend a hand in a sense and to share some of that fatherly knowledge, like, hey, be here for your son. Like, this means the world to your son.
Stop.
And he gets up to go, and then
Sad.
I was literally about
his
to
life
click
in the
ball.
process. Yeah,
Do we think that we're gonna see any more of Jordan?
Maybe.
I'm hoping he comes to one of her games.
I hope so, too.
Oh, maybe they'll fall in love.
I also wonder if they've seen each other since.
That's a good question. Another
She
good
wanted to
question.
see him. She went to
I
see
know.
him leave. So it's not
Yeah.
like she has some bitter anger against him.
You know what I thought about when she was standing there and seeing, like, watching him basically drive off? Is like she lost her dad and her best friend
Yeah.
all at once. Like, that's a lot. Like, who? Like, at that moment, like, who do you turn to? You know.
Anne has issues with her mama.
It's
And
not
then
right.
where is her
Willie.
brother Willie?
I know.
Willie.
Where is Willie?
Where is
Yeah.
Willie?
Seriously, though. Yeah.
You both said seriously.
I know.
But not only did she lose her best friend and her dad, she lost her dad to her best friend's father.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
I
Like,
know.
drunk driving killed your father.
And
Could've
it was your
killed you.
best friend's dad
Yeah.
that was driving drunk.
wonder if-
That's tough.
What's up with Ray too? The dad now.
Yeah.
jail?
Oh,
In
yeah.
jail.
He in jail?
Do you think?
He was.
But was
he
he
was
driving
drunk.
that truck?
I think he was
Yeah.
driving the truck. I don't think he's in jail.
That was him driving the truck.
Yeah, I think so.
I
We could be
assumed
wrong.
it was, yeah.
I don't really
But
know.
technically, that would fall under manslaughter,
Yeah.
right?
right.
Yeah.
I don't really know. how that
Vehicular
all
manslaughter.
works.
Yeah, and he was. I'm sure he was over .08.
Oh, yeah.
He was drinking right
Definitely.
before he got in the car.
But he was just standing. They didn't cuff him or anything. It could be maybe because it was a small little town. Like maybe the rules are a little different.
I have no idea how
I
that
don't know.
works.
I don't know.
There.
And that was that wasn't that long ago. So what, 2010?
Yeah.
I don't know. If you guys are co-hosts now, please let us, listen.
Absolutely.
You write your comments under this feed and let us know. Did we miss anything? I think we spoke about Tommy being traded. We spoke about.
Let's talk about when Amelia tells Ginny.
Yes, that's
Ooh,
huge.
yes.
Because that was, I was like, I can't even believe
Okay,
this
so
is
first of
happening
all,
right
this-
now.
Well, I agree with her, with Amelia and Mike, both agreeing that it's time to tell Ginny.
Right.
Especially if Amelia's car is getting.
That, and not to mention
Keyed up.
Blip figured this thing out.
Well, and Elliot, he
Sherlock.
knows what he's going to accidentally say.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and nobody wants to lie to Ginny.
Right. I thought he was gonna tell Ginny when he flipped out on her. I thought he was gonna be like, "Why don't you worry about Mike sleeping with your
my
agent?"
God.
Oh, yeah.
So petty though.
It wasn't, but like he was really.
He was mad. That was,
upfront,
yeah.
too.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna tell. I was like, "Oh my gosh, please don't tell her. Please don't tell her. Please don't tell her."
He's like, why are you telling me? I can't keep the secret.
Right.
I'll tell Evelyn.
Evelyn's gonna tell Ginny.
Done.
I'm not gonna
Secret's
lie. Okay, I know we're jumping back and forth, but I'm not gonna lie. Ginny kind of annoyed me in that scene. It was like, why are you
She's being
still
selfish.
nagging? Leave
Oh,
her
that scene,
alone. That's
sorry.
such a sensitive.
Wait, which scene?
When
The scene
the
with.
scene with
Blip.
and Evelyn.
Yeah.
Where she was just kind of like, yeah, and and still going, girl.
I
Like,
get it.
yeah.
She's obsessing. I mean,
Yeah.
she's obsessing, but it would be so
Right.
easy to obsess over that.
Yeah,
Right.
but that's the most selfish place it could
Oh
come
yeah,
from.
It is,
for
right.
sure,
Right.
absolutely.
Especially considering, yes, everything else that's on this guy's mind with, his family and his his kids and his wife and possibly having to move and all this stuff. Girl, you're the last person that...
Right. He's worried about. I mean, he's worried, but like that's why it's nice for him to be like, Jenny, this is not about you. This is about me and my family and my
Yeah.
life.
And maybe she doesn't get it because she doesn't have a relationship or kids or anything else.
Maybe
not
she just
tied
thinks
down.
that that's her family too. Like
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
she's there all the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
But Evelyn was like, I think you should leave.
It's time
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
Evelyn's always right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, moving back
Yeah.
to Amelia and Ginny. What did you guys feel about her reaction?
I thought it was really interesting because I didn't know if I were in her shoes. I think that I would have wanted Mike to tell me first.
I would have just wanted them to be happy. I don't see why she was so pissed.
I get it.
Likes him, dude.
Like-
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Think about Amelia said she has your jersey hanging up.
I know.
She
Yeah.
admires him
Right.
already.
Yeah, but admiring
and then,
him.
Well,
now
yeah.
she knows him. So now
Yeah.
it's different than when you if you admire a celebrity and then you are working with them and you get to know them one-on-one and he's calling her late at night.
They're teammates. And the thing is, she has this own rule against herself. Like, I don't date ball players.
Yeah.
I would assume she would have that, like, in her business. Like, we're not, I mean,
You don't fraternize. Yeah.
I don't, yeah, it's
Right.
unprofessional, but, like, for her, just, like, her standards,
Yeah.
I feel like even if it wasn't somebody that she cared about, she would be, like, pissed off. But I think she has a thing for him.
I agree. I still
But
think
she
so.
shocked me at first because at first she was like, "Okay, so it's your personal life," and I was like, "Does she really not care about him?" Like
I saw,
all this
I saw
time.
straight
walls
through
are
that.
going
I
up.
saw
Straight through that.
Straight through
Defense,
that.
yeah.
She's so,
I was like, oh, you good? No, you're not good. Come on, girl.
Yeah, I thought she was good. I was like,
I don't think
"Damn, I
Amelia
thought
should have
she."
told her before the game.
Right.
Yeah,
Not a good
that,
move.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I think it's a little bit.
Go ahead.
What were you going to say?
No, go ahead.
I think it's a little too though. Like these two people that I am trusting in this crazy world have just had the secret.
Yes.
Like I just
Yeah.
think there's a little bit of that in her frustration too. I do
okay,
like
so-
if your teammate who you're close to and you think they don't tell each other everything,
Yeah.
but then you find out that there's this thing that's been going on for so long and you didn't know. I don't know.
Well,
I wonder if that's an
Amelia told
element
her
of
it
it.
was a couple of weeks. It's only
Which
been a
she
couple of
lied.
weeks. Which she lied. And that's fine. But, I mean, she did that to kind of ease, ease the situation. But I still kind of feel like, hey, we all grown folks. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
If these two consenting adults, they're older, they're both successful, they're both doing their thing. You know what I mean? It's not like a situation
Yeah.
where, if they were to break up, I feel like they would still go back and do what they have to do with their lives. It wouldn't be a situation where Ginny's gonna get caught up in the mix. I think she should just be happy for them.
Yeah, no, and I think to your point, I think that's like the ethical, that's the right thing to think
But
in
she got
life.
feelings for him.
Right.
But she has feelings, and she's the first female, player. So I think there's like another aspect that she has to hold herself to a different standard than everybody else.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want to come in and be causing all this drama and be a distraction.
Yeah.
And so I don't
But
know.
it's not her, it's Amelia.
I know.
right. I mean,
I
I'm
really
happy
like to
Amelia
meet
didn't
her.
beat her on the bush. She's like, hey,
She's
Yeah.
very direct.
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
me and Mike have been.
I mean, there's no lead-in. I was
no,
like, oh
there was
my
no
gosh,
lead-in.
She
girl.
did just dive in there.
She
didn't
did.
she?
Yeah.
And I was like, she's gonna beat her on the bush. And I'd be like, yeah, so
Yeah.
good luck today.
She's like,
yeah.
it's not a big deal though, right? Yeah, okay. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
But I still feel like for Amelia, that was a big move for her because, I guess she's so accustomed to just kind of,
she's closed off.
yeah, being on her own, doing her own
Yeah.
thing, to then even admit to, having a thing with this guy. It's like, that's huge for her. So I feel like maybe they just need to have a sit down and have a girl conversation about it. And just kind of like really just, let it out. How do you feel about it? But I don't see Amelia being that type of woman.
No.
No.
And I feel like Ginny being so young and so sensitive, clearly, like she needs that kind of.
Do you think she ever
interaction.
reacted?
I think she's always a little bit dramatic. That's just
No.
me. When it comes to
I am
things.
pissed for Ginny. right
You're
now.
pissed for her?
Yeah, because I thought that they were going to get together.
Oh, you see, but that's because you're looking at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Remove the fact that she may have feelings for Mike.
Yeah.
If she had reacted and you didn't think that she had feelings for Mike, would you feel like her response was
reacted?
valid?
She wouldn't have reacted that way. If she had feelings.
I don't know.
I don't know if she overreacted.
Yeah, just
Me
because
neither.
just the other standards she has, and she's a female, and this is like a female agent, and just
I think she was just
we can't roll up in
Caught
here
off
and just
guard.
Caught off guard and removing herself from the situation.
Before. But then it's like, why does she ignore his call? So
yeah, it's
She
so hard to
feels a
think.
kind of way, clearly.
Or
Yeah.
yes, I agree that she feels, but she also has to focus for the game. Like it could be like, I can't do this right now. I don't know what you're saying. I don't want to talk to you. We
Y'all
have a
didn't
game.
see that face. Y'all had to see
that was
that was like a what the like she was pissed. She was
my
pissed.
face, and I found out that Amelia wanted to stay the night.
That's hilarious.
She was pissed.
She was like, ignore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I still think at the end of the day they're two grown adults. Amelia, you get yours. Mike,
I
you
think
get
Amelia
yours.
could have got
Get yours.
somewhere else. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
On her
She could
team,
have.
on her team. I mean, granted, you can't help who you fall for, but you can't help by not putting yourself in a situation. That night when it first happened, she should be like, "No, I'm going to walk away. I'm an agent. You're on my client's team."
I'm trying to think of the first.
But
It was at the hotel.
the hotel.
Yeah,
He just
came
like
sat
sits down
down.
next to her.
Yeah.
She could have been
but my question is this: what is so wrong with them dating? Nothing is wrong with
I don't
it.
know. I just think
Just in regular life, nothing's wrong.
Right.
I just think in this situation, it's so hard.
It
Yes.
feels
it feels weird.
for Ginny.
If there were tons of women in the league and tons of women like agents,
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel so bad about it.
Yes.
But like being the first one, like you just don't want to have that kind of attention on you, I feel like.
I get it, but again, I still feel like it's not about Ginny at this point. I feel like it's Mike and it's Amelia. Mike has been in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
He can do what he wants. He's dated so many people, whatever.
Right.
And Amelia is not some new agent. She's been maybe to the sport.
Right.
But overall, she's been in the game for a minute, and so she's established. She's not like she's she's a grown woman. She has her own stuff. She doesn't have any. She doesn't have any. What's the word I'm trying to say? She's not looking for anything from
Right.
Mike. It's just two consenting adults that feel for each other, and it's like, hey. Okay, I got nothing to lose. Let's go for it. Whatever.
I just feel like as she has been in the industry, so she should know better. Maybe that sounds really bad to say.
You know the industry.
Right. But I mean, like, in her position, if anything were to happen with her and Mike and something bad happened, it would fall right back on Ginny. Because that's her agent. It's like, well, her agent's now sleeping with her teammate. Ginny, how does that make you feel? Blah, blah, blah. Then it's like all that. I mean, granted, they are both consenting adults. They can make their own choices. It's just, you have to be careful when it comes to stuff like that.
It's like a friend dating friend of mine dating my coworker. It's not inherently wrong. They can do that, but if things blow up for whatever reason.
But that's just a risk. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I still think it's nothing wrong with it. But that's, we can disagree. All right, guys. Did we touch on everything? I think we did.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, I think we did. All right, so let's touch a little bit on some news and gossip.
I didn't write a lot of notes. I was looking at yours.
All right. Well, I'm gonna actually let Ashley take the lead on
okay.
this. You got some stuff that you want to talk about. Let's chit chat.
Okay, so I was just looking for some interesting news and gossip, and I came across an article about a senior place kicker from Michigan who's a girl. Her name's Ashton Brooks. She splits her time playing and training for football, as well as playing and training for soccer as well. She's earned a partial scholarship to Northwood University and will receive an academic scholarship, partial as well. And she just kind of reminds me a lot of Ginny. She's the only woman on that team. She's helping move the team forward. She's taking a lot of flack. There's a lot of racial things that happen, but she's taking a lot of flack. And something that stood out to me is when her coach was interviewed, he said, "From what I observed, she fits right in. I love that when we go on the bus ride, Ashton is not sitting up front with the coaches. She's sitting in the back with the team. She isn't Ashton, the girl kicker. She's Ashton, a member of the team." And then Ashton shared after that, "That's what I wanted from the beginning of the season, to just be one of the guys." And I feel like that's how I fit with the team so far. And it literally just reminded me so much of
I
Ginny.
hope she watches this show.
Yeah, and just, how Ginny doesn't want to be separated from the team. She wants to feel like she's a part of the team. And you do that by being with the team.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
so that was
super
kinda
cool.
Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah.
Ashton
Shout out to
Brooks.
Ashton.
Nice job.
Shout out to Ashton Brooks.
Ashton.
All right, now I did, since this show is really just kind of surrounded around family and sports, and a lot of one of the great things about the show that people really appreciate is the fact that the entire family can watch it for the most part. You know, and so I found a video. I don't know if you guys have it and you can pull it up.
Give me 1 second.
Give him a second. But it's basically a video of Mark. basically talking about his sons. They watch the show,
Oh, that's awesome.
and his youngest son thinks that he's a baseball player.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, that's so
He's
cute.
like 3.
Aw.
So
That's so cute.
let's
That's cool.
take it away. Uh-oh, is this the same one?
It's
No.
all me.
I think this
there
is a different
one.
one.
Scene that I
Uh-oh.
know where
Who's this?
from behind
But-
it's Amber, who
Who's Amber?
I don't know. I think this is a different clip that
Let me see if I can find the other.
Okay, let's give it a few seconds. But in the meantime, maybe we could just jump into predictions. You guys want to
Yeah.
do that?
End on that.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Okay. I think I have some cool predictions. You guys got some cool predictions?
I know. Every time I predict something, I'm like, man.
You're
Ooh.
Yeah.
The lights are so cool. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
I wasn't ready. I don't know why I did that.
She
So
wasn't ready.
a lot of my predictions, which is probably bad, come from some of the previews.
Right.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Because you never know what's happening. So that doesn't really help me at all. But I feel like Ginny acting out next episode is because of which is maybe me, the Amelia and Mike thing.
Yes.
I feel like too, which I thought this was going to be a problem from the beginning, Jenny doesn't have she doesn't have support on a relationship emotional level that Blip has, that now Amelia and Mike both have. And she's like the only person who doesn't have someone. She doesn't really have her family. All she has is the team, Blip and Amelia, and Blip's family. So I feel like she's going to start reaching out to other outlets to feel whole, to fill her void of feeling empty and alone. Which is why I think she's acting out as well.
Okay.
I think Mike and Amelia, unfortunately, might be getting more serious. She's talking about staying the night over there.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of, I don't know what yet, but I think there's going to be a lot of changes on the Padres team. A lot of people getting moved around, people getting moved in, people getting moved out. I think it's going to be a really interesting next episode.
Okay.
I got just pretty much, I would agree with what you said, and Mike and Amelia, I think that they're going to grow. And I didn't think like you did, but it's smart that she was acting out. But I think she's going to struggle with one of them. And I think it's probably going to be Mike. I think she's going to go to Mike, and I think that they're going to have some tension of like a you should have told me or something. I can just see Ginny doing something like that.
Yep.
And I hope Evelyn gets her house now that they're not moving.
Okay, Jess, what you got?
So I agree with everything that you said. I mean, I think she's definitely acting out because of the situation, and I don't know if Blip is safe yet because it sounds like they want to make a few more moves.
Oh, you're right.
So I don't know what's going to happen, but I can't see him leaving, but I don't know. Something else is going to happen moves-wise, so we'll see.
Okay, I agree with most of you, but you, Sheldon, I actually think that Ginny's gonna have it out with Amelia.
You do?
I think she is.
I think she's gonna have it out with Amelia.
Ooh,
and
so
I think
Mike and Amelia.
I think
We shall see.
I think that Ginny might actually, I don't know, something may come. I don't know. In my mind, I just have this like soap opera drama.
Yeah.
And so I kind of feel like Mike and Ginny might be in a compromising situation that really pisses off Amelia, and then they go at it type of vibe. I don't know. I could be reaching, but yeah, we'll see. Or maybe they just go at it because you know she's upset, she's frustrated. But it's definitely for me in my mind, it's gonna be Amelia and Ginny. I do not think that Blip is gonna get traded. I think they focused on that so much this episode that I don't see them bringing that back. But I do see Mike Lawson, big question mark.
Yeah.
They're gonna make some changes with that.
Gosh.
Whether it be he's gonna go so hard to the point where you know he really wants to finish this next year or something like that. But he at some point, maybe towards the end of the season, he's probably going to retire his position.
What the president said to Oscar,
Yes.
something like, you need to make Mike think it's his idea to leave.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I wonder how he's going to do that, because Oscar, I think he's smart,
Yeah.
but
And
so
that-
is Mike.
Exactly. But then come think about it too. He's also been talking about slowing down a little bit. And
Yeah,
you know, remember all that stuff
Settling
he
down.
said to his ex-wife.
Right.
But I think now at this point where I do see him and Amelia taking it a step further, would be, okay, I'm probably going to step down from this, probably maybe go into broadcasting or whatever, but I want to be in a serious relationship with you. So I do see them growing in that sense, but I do feel before that happens, there's going to be some conflict between Ginny and Amelia. That's what I think. And I do think Willie's coming back, hopefully next episode.
Willie.
We miss you, Willie.
And I'm just going to throw it out there because I like him and I think he's cool. Well, two of them. I hope Tommy comes back to play against them, maybe visit, whatever. And then I also hope that we get to see a little bit from Jordan.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
I would like that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay. Anything else? No. Yeah,
we did it.
Did we get the video? If not, we can show it next week, guys.
You're gonna have to show it next week.
Okay.
The link
show
is
it
the
next
one that
week.
I pulled up.
Okay, so the link is acting crazy. No worries, guys. We'll bring it back next week for you guys to check out. But, if there's nothing else, we want to thank you guys for tuning in with us this week for Pitch. And again, don't forget to hashtag us, ABTV. Pitch, sorry, my mind. Look, I promise I can speak. Tune in with us, hashtag us, follow us on all social media. You can find me on all social media at Janeisha_MissVI.
You can find me on all social media at Ashleigh Morghan, ASHLEIGHMORGHAN. Go Indians.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you can find me at Sheldon White, the number 2.
And you guys can find me online at Athletchic. That's ATHLETCHIC.
All right, until next week, guys. Go Indians. Go Indians.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.